Hi North Haven, this video is going to show you how to import your rubrics using Sheets into Google Classroom so that you won't have to do a bunch of different steps when you're in Classroom to make your rubric from scratch. So rubrics are awesome and they make grading a lot easier in Google Classroom, like a lot easier once you put the rubric in. I really recommend using the rubrics if you can. Especially if you have a lot of different things you're going to be grading on, because then once you have it in, all you have to do is click on the number that corresponds, and then Google's going to automatically grade it for the different areas, which is really nice. The one problem with the Google rubric is if you come over here, and you can only really add the rubric once you've done the basics. So you open the assignment, you put in your title, your instructions, and then you add whatever documents you want into your assignment and make a copy for each student. Then you can come over to rubric. And if you have one that you're using repeatedly, you can just click reuse and you can pull a rubric from a previous assignment. And so that's another nice thing about rubrics. You don't have to remake them every time. You can make one from scratch, and I'll have a different video on that. Or you can import it from Sheets, which is much easier. The problem is that Google didn't say, hey, look, here's the template. You know, like when PowerSchool, when we're importing grades, PowerSchool says, download this template and fill it out. Google didn't do that. But I'm going to put a link down below for you that has a copy of a sheet that Alice Keeler made. Hers is the one that I like the best. And then you'll see once I clicked over here that I wanted to import one, you can see that over here I have this sheet, and I'm going to show that to you in a second. And then you just click add and it'll pull the rubric right in as long as you have the right template. So this is Alice Keeler's. And if you click, if you were to go to her website and click on it, this is what you would get. And the only thing that I want to show you that she didn't include here, because this is very straightforward. You put in the title of the standard, you describe it, you put in whether or not it meets any of these areas. So you can do meet standards, approach to standard, which is what she did, or you can do 4, 3, 2, 1. Whatever your standards are, you can change those, and you put a description of what those are below. So if you already have a rubric in a Word document or something that you've used before, you can just copy and paste it over. It's a lot easier than all of the steps that you would need to do in Classroom. But just so that you know going forward, you can see over here with this sheet that there's this little down arrow and that it starts at 3 instead of 1. What that means is that some rows are hidden. And in her original version, she didn't have those rows hidden. And I think that that actually was a little bit clearer, but maybe some people were having issues with it, which is why she hid them. So if I unhide these rows, just so that you know this is here so you don't mess with it and it doesn't get broken down the road, it looks like they're blank, but they actually aren't. So if I come over here and I click this and I change it to black text, you can see that she has those things over here. If those are not there, it won't go into Google Classroom correctly. So you never want to play with or delete these rows if somehow you accidentally unhide them. They look like they have nothing, but they do, and it's important. If you don't have, especially this cell right here in there, the way she has it, then it won't import into Google Classroom. So again, nothing you ever have to worry about. I'm going to hide it again. This is what it will look like when you get the file, if you click on the link below or if you go to her website. And all you have to know is to not play with it, and it'll work really well.